It is estimated that currently 1 in 5 adults have been clinically diagnosed with some form of arthritis, and that number is expected to rise to more than 1 in 4 in the next 10 years. There are 4 main types of arthritis, the most common being osteoarthritis. For that reason, we will focus our attention today on how whole body vibration therapy is used for treatment of this disease. Depending upon the severity or stage, arthritis can be very painful and debilitating. It can certainly reduce flexibility and mobility and also reduce strength. As a result, arthritis can completely change a person's lifestyle. Arthritis causes the linings of the joints to break down and deteriorate. The cartilage around the bones lose their elasticity as the disease progresses, which causes pain and swelling and greatly reduces the range of motion of the joint. There is no known cure for arthritis, and traditional therapy has been pharmaceutically based. There are painkillers to help alleviate some of the severe pain, and there is medication to help reduce the swelling in the joints, but there are no drugs available to actually repair affected joints. Exercise is one of the only known remedies. The more a joint is used and placed under minor stress levels, the faster the cartilage is repaired. Of course, if the joint is painful to use, exercise becomes difficult and is often neglected as a result. Whole body vibration therapy is becoming more widely recognized as a great alternative option for treatment of arthritis. High speed, low amplitude vibrations are extremely useful for increasing blood circulation to joints. And with the improved blood circulation comes nutrients which help protect joints and rebuild tissue. Oscillating machines with their low speed, high amplitude motion style are also very effective at improving a person's lymphatic drainage system, as they help remove waste product from the joint area. This creates better opportunities for the rebuilding process, and at the same time reduces swelling and inflammation of the joint. This in turn reduces pain and makes it easier to exercise. This snowball-like effect makes the treatment easier to manage while also becoming more and more effective with each session. So the use of vibration therapy is certainly an effective alternative for treating arthritis and should be used by those currently suffering from the disease.
As we just saw, the experts are telling us that to effectively use vibration therapy for treating arthritis, we need a machine that can do quite a few things for us. We need a machine that can help us with stretching, building muscle strength, improving circulation, increasing our lymphatic drainage, and also we need a machine that helps us reduce swelling. To get all that, we could use 2 different machines, or we could just use one level 3 multi-motion machine. There's 2 machines here that I think would work perfectly for what we're looking for: the Genesis Kinetic and the Genesis Sport. The Genesis Sport is a little smaller than the Kinetic and it offers the same motions. You could use either, but for this demo, I'll use the Sport. The Genesis Sport can give us all the motion styles we're looking for. It gives us the ability to use the oscillating motions to reduce inflammation in the joints, and at the same time, we can take advantage of the high-speed spiral rotational motions to build more strength. The spiral mode is also going to provide the circulation boost we're looking for. Let me show you a few really good poses that I think would help. Make sure that you perform a proper warm-up before you get started. This exercise will primarily work our abductor group muscles and our glutes. They are responsible for moving the thigh to the side of your body, and they will help keep your pelvis in the right position. This exercise is also a great way to increase range of motion to keep your joints flexible. This exercise will help to steady the knee as your tensor fasciae latae crosses from the hip down to the knee. Using the Genesis Sport oscillation motion while performing the side leg lift will help increase the range of movement in your hips. Focusing on these major joint areas will allow you to move at ease and keep inflammation in your joints down. Performing a side leg lift helps to strengthen your abductors, which aid in everyday movement, more efficient and easier. An added bonus is it also helps in toning up the hips and the glute areas. Now shift your weight onto your right leg, allowing your left leg to rise slightly off the machine. Bring your left leg to the side of the body, keeping the leg straight at all times. Pause and lower the leg back to its neutral position. Perform this exercise 10 to 15 times for 2 to 3 sets as you feel comfortable. Once you have completed all 10 to 15 reps on one leg, switch over to the other leg and complete the same exercise on the other leg for 10 to 15 repetitions. Once you are done, come back to neutral position. During this shoulder press, we're primarily working the deltoids. However, your core is working as well. Your core muscles engage to keep you upright in a proper posture. Your triceps, which are found in the back of the arm, are also engaged during this exercise. The sport machines options while performing this exercise will help keep your ab muscles engaged. Increasing your core strength will help aid in a better posture and also to relieve any back pain. This will also increase the muscular strength in your shoulders, your back, and your core. You may find if you have swelling in your rotator cuff or your elbow joint that the swelling will decrease due to an increase in circulation throughout these areas. We're going to be grabbing the resistant bands because they're a great way to increase added tension to your workout without adding an extra strain on your joints. So we'll try and incorporate the use of these bands for this exercise. Now go ahead and adjust them to the proper length. Stand up straight, both arms and feet shoulder width apart. Take the bands and press them up all the way towards the ceiling. Remember, do not lock your elbows. You want to keep them nice and soft. Once you reach the top, bring them back down to neutral position in line with your shoulders. Stand up straight and keep your core engaged. Again, you can repeat this exercise 10 to 15 times for 2 to 3 sets as you feel comfortable. The sumo squat is going to mainly work our lower body muscles, our glutes, quadriceps, hamstrings, and hip flexors. Working these muscle groups is a great way to increase flexibility and improve overall blood circulation throughout the whole body, as we are working some of the largest muscles. Let's start with our feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart, and place your hands onto the handlebars for balance. Pull your core nice and tight and sit yourself all the way back until your knees come to a 90-degree angle. Remember, do not place your knees over top of your toes. You want to be sitting back with all of your weight onto your heels. Come back up again to your neutral position. Remember, if going down to 90 degrees is too much for you and it feels too strenuous, only go as low as you can and you work your way down to that 90-degree angle. Repeat this exercise 8 to 12 times for 2 to 3 sets as you feel comfortable. This knee raise exercise uses our glutes, our hamstrings, and quadriceps. Your core muscles are also being used as they act as a stabilizer. Knee raises not only increase strength and mobility in the hips and the knee joint, but also utilize our aerobic energy system. This helps in maintaining a healthy weight, keeping your heart strong, but also aids in lymphatic drainage. The muscle pump squeezes the vessel to help move the lymphatic fluid away from the affected area. Now, stand with your feet shoulder width apart. If need, hold on to the handrails for proper support and balance. Stand up straight and do not slouch. Pull your abdomen in and lift up your knee towards your hip level. Bring it back down once you reach 90 degrees and switch to the other leg and pull it up. Repeat this exercise 10 to 15 times on each leg for 2 to 3 sets as you feel comfortable doing so.
Approximately 6 million Americans suffer from fibromyalgia, with 80% of that number being women. And for the most part, it usually goes untreated. Fibromyalgia is characterized by chronic widespread pain and a heightened pain response to pressure. Only recently have we seen the use of medication such as duloxetine and milnacipran being used to help people suffering from fibromyalgia. These are very potent medications and were originally used for treating depression. These drugs can have very strong side effects such as convulsions, vomiting, and even blindness. Avoiding these side effects is one of the reasons we are seeing more and more clinics offering vibration therapy as an alternative treatment for fibromyalgia. Although fibromyalgia is a rheumatic disease like arthritis and is sometimes treated with anti-inflammatory medication, the two diseases are very different. Fibromyalgia does not cause swelling in the joints and is not a joint problem as arthritis is. Rather, fibromyalgia is a condition where brain signals are not processed correctly from the nerves and are misinterpreted as pain signals, almost like an overreaction. Exercise has always been one of the most recognized treatments for fibromyalgia. It is widely known that motion in the joints will actually alleviate the pain and discomfort associated with fibromyalgia. The problem is that when one is suffering with acute pain, it is difficult to be motivated to exercise. Fibromyalgia often causes great pain in certain common areas. These tender points are typically in the neck, shoulders, back, hips, arms, and legs. Therapy clinics have developed very detailed whole body vibration workouts to target these specific areas. We are seeing great improvements in individuals' lives through the use of whole body vibration therapy. And many patients are telling us that now they no longer feel the regular and chronic pain they became so accustomed to living with on a daily basis prior to vibration therapy.
Like we saw in the video, to help with fibromyalgia concerns, we really want a machine with as much physical movement as possible. The Genesis Elite is definitely the machine of choice here for what we're looking for. It has 3 times the amount of amplitude, and all the motions are soft, rhythmic motions that are perfectly safe on joints. I really like the fact that the Elite has a couple of unique movement styles, and they are fantastic for what we're trying to do here. There's 4 exercises I want to show you. The first one's a side leg lift. The second one is knee raises. The third exercise is an isometric closed chest pull. And the fourth exercise is a modified push-up. These will really help you if you are suffering with fibromyalgia. I'll also show you what settings to use on the Elite machine to make sure you get the most benefits. Okay, now let me show you some exercises on the machine. Make sure that you perform a proper warm-up before you get started. This exercise will primarily work our abductor group muscles and our glutes. They're responsible for moving the thigh to the side of your body, and they will help keep your pelvis in the right position. This exercise is a great way to increase range of motion and to keep your joints flexible. This exercise will help to steady the knee joint as your tensor fasciae latae crosses from the hips all the way down to the knees. Using the Elite cross lateral motion while performing the side leg raise will help increase the range of movement in your hips. Focusing on the major joint areas will allow you to move at ease and keep inflammation in your joints down. Performing a side leg lift helps to strengthen your abductors, which aid in making everyday movements more efficient and easier. An added bonus is it also helps in toning up the hip and glute areas. Slightly lift up that left leg off of the plate of the machine. Extend it to the side of your body, keeping that leg nice and straight, and bring it back to the neutral position. Repeat this exercise 10 to 15 repetitions for 2 to 3 sets. Now this exercise will work the glutes, the hamstrings, and the quadriceps. We'll be performing a knee raise. We are also building your core muscles as they're being used to help stabilize you when you stand up straight. These knee raises not only increase strength and mobility in the hip and the knee joint, but they also utilize your aerobic energy system. This helps to maintain a healthy weight and keeps your heart strong, and at the same time really aids in lymphatic drainage. The muscle pumps and squeezes the vessels to help move the lymphatic fluids away from the affected area. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Now if you need to, place your hands onto the handlebar for added support and stability. Keep your toes pointing forward. Take one leg and shift your weight onto it. Take that knee, press it up towards the center of your body, keeping your tummy pulled in tight. And bring it back down to the plate of the machine. Switch legs and pull the other leg up to the center of the body, again standing up straight. Continue to alternate this exercise for 10 to 15 repetitions on each leg for 2 to 3 sets. With this exercise, you're working your deltoids and rhomboids, as these muscles are found at the back of your shoulders and the middle of your back. Your core will also be engaged during this exercise, as you have to stand upright and keep your posture correct. This exercise will help improve your body's posture and spinal alignment. Isometric exercises, specifically the chest pull, will help prevent injury while at the same time increase your strength. If you continually practice this exercise, any pain you are experiencing will begin to fade away and your muscles will begin to get stronger. Link your fingers together, sitting at shoulder height. Pull your arms away from each other, feeling the tension in your hands and contracting your back muscles, opening up your chest. Stay in this position for 10 seconds. Relax, bring your hands back down to the side, and repeat this exercise again for 2 to 3 times as you feel comfortable. With this exercise, we're mostly working your pectoral muscles, your triceps, and your deltoids. Your core will also get a good workout, as it's your main stabilizer for keeping proper form. This exercise will improve your posture and increase your range of motion. You're working major upper body muscles here to help strengthen your joints and reduce pain, along with reducing inflammation. This will help not only to reduce your perception of pain, but also to overcome limited functioning. The more circulation of blood flowing throughout your body, the quicker inflammation in your joints will be reduced. Stand on the Elite machine with your arms slightly shoulder width apart. Pull your stomach in and inhale as you pull yourself closer to the machine. So deep breath in and bring yourself in closer to the machine. Exhale as you press yourself away from the machine. Inhale again and exhale, bringing your elbows at 90 degrees. Remember, hold yourself for 1 second and press away from the machine. Repeat this exercise 10 to 15 times for 2 to 3 sets.
Parkinson's is a debilitating disease that affects approximately 10 million people worldwide, and more than 60,000 new cases are diagnosed every year in the U.S. alone. Parkinson's is the second most common neurological disease after Alzheimer's and is considered a progressive disease, which means it will get worse with time. Recently, high-profile individuals such as Michael J. Fox and Muhammad Ali have been diagnosed with Parkinson's and have generated more public awareness of the disease. Making people more aware of Parkinson's has helped raise funding and research to find a cure. Although researchers have made great discoveries and they know more today about this disease than ever before, there is still no cure. However, there is plenty of medication available to treat symptoms associated with Parkinson's disease, and there is medication available to slow down the progression of this disease. Traditional treatment for Parkinson's has been exercise-based, and studies have shown that continuous muscle activity is the most beneficial. There is also plenty of evidence suggesting that rhythmic motions, such as those produced by oscillating style vibration machines, are the most beneficial. There are more and more clinics utilizing whole body vibration therapy for treatment. Specifically, most clinics are now utilizing whole body vibration therapy in the early stages of Parkinson's. As research has shown that the earlier in the development of the disease that one begins using vibration therapy, the more effective vibration therapy becomes at slowing the progression of Parkinson's.
Just like what the experts talked about, for treating Parkinson's, we really want a machine that can give us smooth rhythmic motions. And we also want the motions to be continuous. And preferably, these motions should be high amplitude and not very high speed. This is exactly what the Genesis Elite machine can offer us. It's great for giving us that very smooth, premium, oscillating motion. And we can also make great use of its cross-lateral movement system. It's a fantastic way to really use the muscle groups in the legs. Unlike regular oscillating movement, this cross-lateral movement makes use of all the leg muscles. The patented dynamic wave motion is also something you won't find on any other machine, and we can really use this type of oscillating motion for treating Parkinson's. Dynamic wave is a significant improvement from the traditional oscillation movement. Some people refer to the dynamic wave as a super oscillation mode. This is because it takes the traditional oscillation motion and improves the effect by adding a sinusoidal wave within the oscillation motion to reach higher amplitudes, which lead to a greater improvement to range of motion. Like I mentioned earlier, to help with Parkinson's, we want to improve motor function and to work on our core muscles and nervous system. The exercises we'll be working on today are designed especially for these purposes. The first exercise is a shoulder press. This will help with improving motor function in the upper body and to improve your core strength. We're primarily using your deltoids during a shoulder press. However, your core is working as well. Your core muscles engaged to keep you upright and in proper form. Your triceps are also being used during this exercise. The triceps are found at the back of your arms. The Genesis Elite's unique motion style while performing this exercise will help to keep your ab muscles engaged while the platform is moving. Increasing your core strength will not only aid in a better posture, but also helps in everyday movements with balance and stability. This particular exercise will also increase the muscular strength in your shoulders, back, and core, which increases bone density, circulation, and strength. So it's a really great all-around workout as well. Resistant bands are a great way to add tension to an exercise without adding strain on the joints. So we'll take advantage of that as well. Stand on the machine with both legs shoulder width apart. Grip onto the resistant bands found in front of you. Pull the resistant bands up, placing your wrist in line with the shoulders and bending the elbows. Have your shoulders back, sitting in an upright position with your core engaged. Take your hands, press them all the way up, still being able to see your hands in front of you. Take your hands and lower them back down to a neutral position. Continue to repeat this exercise for 10 to 15 repetitions and 2 to 3 sets as you feel comfortable. This routine will not only help with improving motor function in the lower body, but it will also help with improving your core strength. And since we'll be doing our knee raises with the cross-lateral mode on the Genesis Elite, we'll also be improving our balance. We'll be working with the glutes, the hamstrings, and the quadriceps when performing a knee raise. Your core is also building strength as it's being utilized and act as a stabilizer. These knee raises not only increase strength and mobility in the hip and knee joints, but also utilize our aerobic energy system. This helps in maintaining a healthy weight and keeping your heart strong, but also reduces stiffness, slowness, and lessens the frequency of tremors. Since we are changing the tempo and alternating our muscle groups during this exercise, it helps to build up our strength and overall circulation as well. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart on the machine. Place your hands onto the handrails if needed for added support and stability. Pull your tummy in nice and tight and stand up nice and tall. Shift your weight onto one leg, lifting the other leg up to a 90-degree angle at your hip and your knee joint. Slowly lower that leg back down onto the machine. Change sides and lift the other leg up. Continue to repeat this motion for 10 to 15 reps on each leg for 2 to 3 sets as you can. This particular routine helps improve your core stability. You're working mainly your deltoid muscles found around the shoulder area. You're also working your upper trapezius muscles and your core muscles. This is a great exercise to help build strength in the shoulder and the neck region. A lot of everyday movements involved our arms and shoulders, so keeping them strong and getting good blood circulation flowing through them helps make basic activities easier. This will also increase a range of motion in your shoulders and your upper back. Begin by standing with your feet shoulder width apart and have your body facing to the side of the machine. Grabbing onto one of the resistant bands with your arm that's furthest away from the machine. In an upright position, tighten up your core and pull your shoulders back. Grip onto one of the handrails if needed for support. Taking the resistant band into your hand, you're going to pull it all the way up so it's a complete straight line to the shoulder level. Bring your resistant band back down to your side and relax the muscle. Continue to perform this exercise for 10 to 15 repetitions as you feel comfortable and for 2 to 3 sets. Once you have finished on one side, begin with the same exercise on the other hand and turn around and face the other direction. With this exercise, you're working a large number of your upper body muscles, and your core is engaged for a stabilizer. Your triceps, your rhomboids, your deltoids, and your trapezius muscles are all being worked with the resistance of the bands. It's also a great way to increase strength and your heart as you're performing a compound exercise. Because we're performing a compound exercise, meaning that more than one muscle group is being utilized, this is a great exercise to help with many concerns when treating Parkinson's disease. This bent over row exercise will help to strengthen major muscles in your upper body, reduce stiffness, increase bone density, and also increase your circulation. It's one of my favorite exercises for the upper body. It can accomplish a great deal in a little time. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart onto the machine. Grab onto the resistant bands, which are found in front of you. I wrapped the resistant bands around the machine to make it a proper length for myself, so adjust the length as necessary. In this position, you're going to slightly bend your knees and bending your hips, so you're leaning over the machine. Your palms are going to be facing the machine. While your hands are down in a long position, you're going to pull them up to the side of your body, grazing your elbow all the way up so you can feel it as you bring it. Once it's up at the top, you're going to extend your palms all the way out, releasing your forearms, making a nice straight motion with the arm. Bring it back in towards your biceps and drop your hands back down. Continue to repeat this exercise for 10 to 15 reps and 2 to 3 sets as you feel comfortable.
More than 30 million Americans have been diagnosed with diabetes, and that number continues to rise every day. Diabetes is the 7th largest cause of death in America. More and more medical facilities and diabetes clinics are utilizing whole-body vibration machines in the treatment of diabetic patients. Diabetes is a preventable disease, and yet affects so many of us. Many of the complications and health risks associated with diabetes can be easily avoided by simple dietary changes, weight loss, and exercise. There is no known cure for people living with diabetes, yet it can, for the most part, be controlled through a combination of diet and medication. Unfortunately, diabetes is a progressive disease. Its effects become more and more severe over time. For many patients, their diabetes can no longer be treated with pills and they must receive insulin injections. Exercise is a great treatment for diabetes as it helps regulate blood sugars, improve blood circulation, and it will reduce swelling in the legs and other extremities. It's this poor circulation in the legs, which diabetics live with, that can even lead to amputation unless they can keep their diabetes under control. Many health clinics, hospitals, and rehab centers are using vibration therapy to improve circulation in diabetic patients, and they're getting great results. In addition to improved circulation, they found that another positive benefit of vibration therapy is weight loss. Maintaining a healthy weight is a crucial component in the treatment and control of diabetes. These two major benefits of vibration machines have led to greater improvements in a patient's overall health.
As was pointed out in the video, diabetics really need to watch their weight, and that's our first goal here. So that's definitely a role for oscillating motion. And then next is to increase the circulation to the legs. So we're going to need a machine that can offer us both oscillation motion and soft triplanar. We have a couple of choices here, like the Genesis Kinetic or the Genesis Sport machine from VibraPro. They both have the same motions and speeds, so you could use either machine. But for today's demonstration, we'll use the Sport. It's a great machine, and though it's a little smaller than the Kinetic, it's got plenty of power, more than we need. For weight management concerns, you can't beat the effectiveness of oscillating machines with their large range of motion and low speeds. So here we'll just do some simple but effective poses to help bring down the weight, namely squats and kickbacks. So those will really help with weight loss goals. Now, let's work on getting that blood flowing better throughout the upper body. These next couple of poses will really increase the circulation. These will be bicep curls and shoulder presses. Like I mentioned earlier, for diabetic concerns, we really need to work on lowering weight. And this exercise is designed especially for that. This exercise works some of our largest muscle groups, which will help us lose weight quickly. The heart has to work a little harder as well, which will really help us increase the blood flow throughout the whole body. The squat is one of the best compound exercises, and it works our thigh muscles, our hamstrings, our glutes, and our quadriceps, and also our core muscles. Let's start by placing our feet shoulder-width apart onto the machine. For added support and stability, feel free to place your hands onto the handlebars in front of you. If you feel stable, you can also place your hands out in front of you as well. Holding onto the handrails, you're going to place all of your weight onto the heels of your feet, and you're going to slightly sit back, bending at your hips and bending at your knees, looking straight forward in front of you and keeping your core pulled in nice and tight. As you lower yourself down, you're going to stop at a 90-degree angle between the knee joints. Hold here and slowly press yourself up. Remember, do not let your knees go over your toes. Always sit back all of your weight onto the heels of the machine. Place yourself all the way back up and repeat this exercise for 10 to 15 reps or up to 2 to 3 sets as you feel comfortable. This is another routine that's really going to help with weight management. It also increases circulation throughout the whole body, and at the same time, it really helps with our lymphatic drainage system to help squeeze out toxins. We're going to mainly work the back of our legs, our glutes, and our hamstrings. However, this isometric exercise also helps stabilize our muscles as well, which are your core muscles, along with working your shoulder muscles. We're also going to use the resistant bands in this exercise. We'll use the soft, stretchy bands here, so go ahead and adjust the length of them to suit. We'll place the ends of the bands around our feet. Once it feels secure, we can start. Place the bar onto your foot and make sure it's completely secured into the groove of your shoe. Once it's on there, we're going to get started. Standing up onto the machine, take your foot and take it a slight step back away. Take your hands, place them onto the handlebars of the machine for added support and stability. Pick your one leg up, so bending at the knee, and slowly bend at your hips and lean over. Take your leg and you're going to kick it all the way out behind you, creating a nice long length between the leg and the back. You're squeezing your glute muscles in this position. Bring your back leg up into neutral position. If you feel stable, and you can, try and hold yourself into this position and carry out doing 10 to 15 repetitions with the same leg. If you feel unstable, feel free to drop your leg back down to the ground, pick it back up again, and continue your repetitions. Once you complete 10 to 15 repetitions on one leg, repeat the same exercise on the other leg. Continue this exercise for 2 to 3 sets as you feel comfortable. This routine will engage our core muscles and our biceps, found in the front part of the arms. This exercise routine is designed to improve the body's insulin sensitivity by building muscle mass and increasing muscle strength. It also increases blood circulation throughout the whole body, and this helps control blood sugar levels. Many medical research papers have shown that building muscle will increase our ability to use available insulin supplies, and this can reduce the need for added insulin in the body. We're also going to use 2 vibrating kettlebell weights for this exercise. If you don't have these, you can use regular weights instead, but the vibrating kettle weights are better as they force the lateral muscles in the arm to be used as well. Let's get started by placing a kettle weight in each hand. These should be turned on and adjusted to a weight that's comfortable for you. Stand on the machine with your feet shoulder width apart. Sit up nice and tall and pull your shoulders back, engaging your core muscles to keep your posture upright. With your palms facing each other, slowly bend at the elbow, bringing your wrist all the way up to your shoulder. Once you get up here, lower your arms back down again. Pull it back up and lower it back down. Continue to repeat this exercise for 10 to 15 repetitions and 2 to 3 sets as you feel comfortable. We're mainly working the deltoids with this exercise. However, your core muscles will also be stimulated to help keep your posture straight. And this will also use some of your back muscles. By performing this exercise, we will be depleting your muscles, which will really help aid in sugar absorption, lowering your blood sugar levels. This is really important, obviously, for diabetics, as your muscles need that sugar for fuel. You'll also notice a decrease in cholesterol levels and a reduction in swelling of the joints. This exercise is designed to be low impact on the joints since it utilizes the sport's low impact spiral rotational mode. We're going to use the vibrating kettle weights in this exercise, so go ahead and adjust them to a weight that is comfortable for you. Let's get started by placing the kettle weights in each hand. Standing onto the machine, we're going to have our feet shoulder width apart. Stand up nice and tall, roll your shoulders back, opening up the chest and keeping a nice straight and tall posture. With the kettlebells in your hand, You're going to bring your weights and your hands up to shoulder level. Begin by pressing your hands up towards the ceiling, holding it at the top, but ensure that you can still see the weights a little bit in front of you. Lower your weights back down to shoulder level. Again, by repeating this exercise for 10 to 15 reps as you feel comfortable, and 2 to 3 sets.